Okay. So good morning, everyone. Oh, so summer is finally here, right? I've been, as we all have been reading about nothing but, probably nothing but the COVID. But one of the things that struck me was that talking about how things will never be the same, meaning as we move forward, different changes are going to stay forever. For example, many companies are telling their employees they can work from home now if they choose. Those, very positive things are coming of this. And it's tough, though, getting through the mire, the mud of it all, to see that some good things might be coming, because we're also saddened by what is no longer the same, what we're leaving behind, which brings me to vairagya, which means non-attachment or detachment in Sanskrit. And what that is about is not being attached to the outcome of things, not being bound by your attachments, so that you can move forward, so that you can find your true self. And the idea here is that if we let go, things might be better than we ever imagined. And I can say, for me, it was really, really hard. It was so hard when we moved. And the first, as much as I loved where we came, it was tough leaving all my friends and yogis behind in New York. But look where I am. Things just keep getting better and better. And so it's the way of life that we have to accept these challenges without attachment to the things we were used to, the things we loved, and move forward to find new things. So with that in mind, let's come inside and think about the next era and the wonderful things that await us individually and collectively. Bring your hands to your thighs, sit in a comfortable seat, and bring your attention to your breath as you close your eyes. Begin to deepen your breath, trying to fill your lungs all the way to capacity, and lengthening your breath and slowing it down, your exhale, slowing it down, all the way down. There is a nerve, the vagus nerve, that begins at the base of our skull, of the brain, of the brain, and it flows all the way down like a little roadmap, all the way down and to the heart. And it is triggered. It is the nerve that is triggered most by our exhale. And it's also the one that triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the one that's rest and digest as opposed to fight and flight. So we're calming ourselves down every time we exhale. It's why doctors always tell you to take a breath, to count your breath when you're anxious and nervous, because it really, really works. And it works even better when you fill up with a lot of air and then use it all to slow your whole body down and your mind. Everything slows down, completely down. So surrender to that rest and digest, which I also like to call relax and repair. After your next exhale, return to your natural rhythm of breathing. And slowly open your eyes to take in the light. Bring your hands alongside your hips. Walk your left hand away from your hip. Plant it on the mat. Drop your shoulders so you bend your elbow. To do that, bring your right arm alongside your right ear. Point your fingers. Try and straighten that arm if you can, if it's comfortable. The idea here is to stretch the whole right side of your body from your fingertips to your seated hip. You're going to inhale, and on an exhale, you're going to place your right hand down forward of your left knee, and then bring your left arm parallel. So it's like you're straddling that knee. Your arms are straight, you're looking forward. Inhale, and then on an exhale, bend your elbows and fold. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale. Once more, inhale, exhale, and then come up on straight arms again. Slide your fingers towards your knee, bring your right hand to your left knee, look over your left shoulder. Sit nice and tall. Bring your left arm back behind you next to your hip, your hand next to your hip, to encourage that lengthening spine. When you inhale, think about lengthening your spine, the crown of your head reaching for the sky, your ribs moving north of your pelvis so your whole spine gets taller and longer. When you're completely empty of breath, use that space to twist just a little bit more. Bring your right hand onto your left thigh, your left arm alongside your left ear, and you're going to use your right hand on your thigh to encourage both sits bones, both hips to stay down as you stretch, lateral stretch to the right. Bring both arms up to center, palms facing each other. Bring the palms of your hands together, Anjali Mudra, and bring it down to your heart. And breathe. Release your arms. Walk your right arm away. Plant it on the mat. Bend your elbow so that your shoulder moves away from your ear, your left arm alongside your left ear. And again, point those fingers, feel the stretch on your whole left side from your hips to your fingertips. Deep inhale, and on an exhale, place your left hand forward of your right knee and both arms come parallel. Straight arms, you're looking forward. You're going to inhale and then exhale, bend your elbows and fold. Inhale, straight arms. Exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Come to straight arms. Slide your fingers back. Left hand on right knee. And your right arm, again, is just very close. So your hand on the mat is close to your hip to encourage that long spine as you inhale and make it taller. Empty and twist a little bit more. Inhale, both arms up, twist to center. Bring your hands down alongside your hips and roll your shoulders. So it's forward, up, back and down, forward, up, back and down, forward, up, back and down. Now go in reverse. And then come to stillness. All right. And send your legs straight out in front of you and shake them out. Rotate them. Okay. So we're going to come first to Dandasana, the staff pose. So your hands are alongside your hips, fingers pointing forward. You're in that mountain spine with the crown of your head reaching up to the sky. Your belly moving towards your spine to help lengthen your torso. Elbows reaching back behind you. Press a little bit into the mat to encourage, just a little bit, just to encourage that length of the spine. Your legs are active, your feet are flexed. And by active, I mean you have all your leg muscles engaged. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your prayer to your heart. Inhale, gather. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Inhale. Exhale and pause. This time we're going to add our knees here. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, straighten and point. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bend and flex. Exhale, straighten and point. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. This time you're going to keep your knees bent with your arms upward, palms facing each other. You're going to take a big, big inhale. You're going to hold that. You're going to hold that breath. You're going to get taller and longer. And you're going to slowly exhale this straight, long back as it comes forward. And when it comes as far as it can, maintaining that flat back, you'll curl over, reach for your feet, and come over your extended legs, your legs. Your knees are bent. You can keep them that way. If you wish, you can straighten them. Coming to Paschimottanasana, the Western bend. Western stretch, actually. Look at your feet. Bring your arms alongside your ears and hinge all the way back up. Bring your hands down by your side. You're going to send your left leg all the way out to the side. Now, it could be here, it could be here, it could be here. Wherever it's comfortable for you to stretch that leg out, because you're going to fold your right leg in so that the sole of your foot is up against your thigh or close to it. Doesn't have to be touching. Okay, so we do this with this leg straight out all the time, Janu Shirshasana, and now, which is head to knee pose, and now we're doing it with one leg out to the side, okay? So our shoulders are square as if we had two legs out in front of us. And you're going to, on an exhale, so inhale and then exhale, turn to look at your extended leg. You're going to inhale your arms all the way up, and this is a little different than what you're used to doing. So see if you can twist just a little bit more. We already did some twisting so that you can get your sternum, your breastbone, in line with your knee or close to it. That's just the goal. You're going to inhale deeply, and you're going to exhale and come over that extended leg as far as your body says is okay today. Look up at your foot and just slide your hands back as you unfold. Bring your arms alongside your ears. Twist to look forward so that you're square with your mat. Bring your right arm down alongside your right hip. And notice you're going to lean a little bit so that you bring your shoulder over your wrist to come up on to your, this is an open gate pose. And we do this from the other Janu Shasana. See how different it feels with your leg to the side. Now take the arm that's reaching for the sky, your left arm, and send it alongside your ear so that it's a straight line from your foot to your fingertips. And then let your arm lead you back down. Okay, great. Right. So now you can swing your leg back to center and place your right ankle over your left thigh. Bend your bottom leg so that you can bring your right leg closer to you, and you'll take your foot and your knee in your hand, or if you prefer, you can wrap your arm around that leg. And once you get hold, whether you're holding it this way or wrapped, extend your bottom leg and then rock the cradle. Just rock it. Opening up your hips here and come to center. Take hold with your right hand, the outside of your right foot, and send it slowly. Send your foot forward so that your knee is still bent. Your left hand is on the mat for support, and maybe you'll lengthen your right leg. Maybe, but you want to keep your spine nice and long. So remember that. So it's okay if your leg comes down a little bit for you to sit up on the mat, right? And maybe you'll send your leg out to the side and float your left arm. Bring your leg back to center. Change the holding of your foot. With your other hand, bring your right hand down to the mat. And you can hold here. Your knee may be bent, and that's all right that it stays bent throughout this. And bent or straight, send it across the middle line. It's not going to go as far, right? And float your arm. Bring your hand back down. Put your foot down outside your left thigh. And take your left arm, wrap it around your left leg. Make sure you're sitting evenly on your hips, so that means both sits bones are on the mat. And we're doing another twist here. Turn to look over your right shoulder. Good. Move this way. You're going to bring your right arm alongside your right ear, and you're going to do a counter twist. You're going to turn the opposite direction for a counter twist. So you can stay right here if you wish, or you can join me, or not. Step your right foot away from your leg, right? Flat on the mat. You'll notice that you automatically roll over onto the outside of your bottom leg. Use your left hand for support, and you're going to come up now into a supported side plank. All right, and bring it down. Okay. So bend your bottom knee. Bring your right leg in front of you. Okay, it's right in front of your left ankle. You're going to take a breath. And you're going to take your right foot in your hand. And on an inhale, you're going to straighten it, or maybe this is as straight as it gets. It can be anywhere along here. Any amount is fine. And if you get it nice and straight, you want to bring it close to your nose. Yeah. This is heron pose, a variation of heron. So your back will be a little curled here, like a cat. And bring it down. Excellent. All right. So we have to do all that on the other side, right? Okay. So we're going to start, right, with the right leg coming out and your left folded, right. And you're going to turn, but first make sure your shoulders are square first. So you want to get that long, straight spine. And then you're going to take the whole thing, twist from here to twist over your extended leg. And again, think about twisting. Go slowly, do it a couple of times, and that will help you to get your sternum in line with your knee. Arms up overhead. Inhale, exhale. Engage your abdominal muscles when you come down to protect your lower back. Anytime you're putting stress anywhere in your middle, use those abs to protect your back body. Look at your foot. Right. Bring your arms alongside your ears and hinge back up. Your left hand comes down alongside your hip, right? And again, you're going to swing your shoulder so that it's over your wrist when you come up onto your left shin, and then eventually send your arm alongside your ear so you have one straight arm, one straight line from your fingertips to your toes or your heel. And then bring it down, right? And swing your legs back to center. Right. You place your left thigh on your right. That's a thigh, right? Okay, bend your knee, bring it closer. Again, you wrap or you hold, so it's taking hold of your knee and your foot, and then extend your bottom leg and rock that cradle. That extended leg is active. It's not slouching. It's not going to sleep. It is working with you. Come to center. Left hand to outside of your foot. Send it forward with the knee bent to your right hand for support. Inhale, straighten it. Keep your spine straight. Exhale, open it to the side, and maybe you'll float your opposite hand. Come back to center, switch the hold of your foot with your opposite hand. Bring your left hand down for support. Send your leg across the middle line and float your arm if you wish to. You're going to place your foot on the mat outside your thigh and wrap your right arm around your right knee. Look over your left shoulder. Bring your left arm alongside your ear, counter twist. And here we go again. You can stay in this lovely counter twist, which is just wonderful and restful and relaxing. Or you can step your left foot away from the bottom foot. Allow your leg to roll on the outside as it wishes to. And use your left arm as a propeller to help you to come to a supported side plank. And get those hips up. So try to lift those hips away from the mat. And then bring it all down. Excellent. So you have now, should be your left foot in front of your right ankle. Yeah. Or did we do the same side before? No, this is correct. Okay, so take hold of your foot. All right, and open it. And again, you can stay right here, or you can come all the way up. And let your nose come towards your knee or your knee towards your nose. So this is kind of a sitting Janu Shashasana, yeah? Or in floating. Okay. And release your leg. All right. So while we're seated with kind of cross leg, take a couple of breaths, and instead of crossing one leg over the other, place one in front of the other. Okay. So we're going to try something here. So I'm coming a little bit further up on the mat. So your left leg is in front. Yeah. And you're going to step on your left leg, left foot. You're going to put your hand alongside your body. You're going to take hold of your ankle. I'm going to do it on the other side so that you can see it better. Okay. So you're going to take hold of your ankle and swing your leg around so that the arch of your foot is in line with your knee. So then you're going to lean on your front hand. I think that's going to be your right, yeah. And come up onto your knees. Send your back leg back behind you so that your leg is now in line with your hip. So your hips are square. Bring it down to the mat. Bring your knee down to the mat. Bring your hips down to the mat. You are now in pigeon pose. So, very different way of getting in pigeon, and it helps you to see where your pigeon leg is in line with the rest of your body. You want to make sure that your spine isn't skewed one way or another. You want to keep it straight. So you might want to put some padding underneath your left leg, the leg of your bent knee, right? To keep your spine nice and long and straight. And just come down to a reclining pigeon. And then you'll come back up to straight arms. Roll onto your left hip, swing your right leg around in front of your left. Okay. So now we want to do the opposite side. So this time, your right leg is in front, yeah? Right leg is in front, okay. Right. And you're going to take the ankle of your right foot and send your leg back behind you. Okay. And then you will bring your hands in front of your leg, lift your hips, send your leg back behind you, your right leg back behind you. Get it in line with your hip, bring your arms to center, bring your knee down. Slide your leg back behind you to come to your pigeon. Let that leg lengthen behind you for your pigeon pose. Good. And come to your reclining pigeon. Come up on straight arms. Roll over on to your left hip. Swing your right leg all the way around you, around to come in front. And this is where we started, right? So, okay, good. Right. So what we're going to do now is that you're going to find your way into a child's pose. I think you deserve one by now. Okay, so come to child's pose. Lengthen your arms in front of you, so stretch them out for a extended child's pose. Look between your hands, walk your hands a little bit forward as your hips come up. Let your hips come up, bring them all the way up, bring your shoulders over your wrists. Extend your legs behind you for an up dog variation. Bring your hips to your heels. Come back to where we just were, with your heart coming between your arms. You're going to turn over your toes. Downward facing dog. Get your alignment in your dog, so you're pushing the mat away with your hands. Your heels are coming towards the mat. Your chest is coming towards your thighs. So once you get your alignment, then you could begin to walk your dog by bending one knee, straightening it, and then bending the other, and continuing to alternate. Noticing that when your heel, the long leg, comes towards the mat, you opening up the whole back of your leg here. Yeah. And then come back to your dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale and exhale. On an inhale, come forward to plank. All right, in your plank, you're going to hold this for a few breaths. While you're doing that, notice that your shoulders are not shrugging. You're pushing into the mat with your hands. Your middle is lifted away from the mat. That means you're using your core muscles. Your heels are reaching back behind you. Downward facing dog. Bring your right knee down to the mat underneath your hip. Bring your left knee to the mat. And slide your hands toward your legs and come to stand on your knees. Okay. So if you have blocks or something that you could hold on for balance, but I think I know everybody in this class, you don't need them. So you're just going to send your right leg out to the side, straight out. So you want to keep that nice line of your hip over your right leg, and your left leg is reaching out. Okay, so you have two options here. Notice my toes are pointed away from me. Another way to do this is to point your toes going in the same direction as your nose. And but what's important here, if you do that, make sure your knee is in line. So that means when you do that, your whole leg is rotated, not just your ankle, all right? So we don't have twisted knees, all right? So it's either this way or this way, whatever your leg prefers. Let's leave it that way. So on this side, I do this way. The other side, that side doesn't like this. I do it the other way. So here we are, and we're beginning to journey into our gate pose, Farigasana, I believe. And so we do that by placing your left hand on your left leg and keeping your shoulders square. Think of triangle, right? You want to send your leg down toward your ankle or anywhere it reaches, and bring your right arm up in the air. Excellent. Now, send your right arm alongside your ear and see if you can lift your bottom arm to be parallel, all three limbs. Well, the legs are not exactly parallel, but close with the mat. And bring it back up. Good. Bring your arms down. Bring your right hand to the mat or to a pillow or to a block if that doesn't work for you. And then bring your left arm up, straight up to the sky. Right? So notice there's a long line from fingertip to fingertip. Now you're going to send your left arm alongside your left ear for that nice long line, again, from your foot to your fingertips. And now let's see if we can get nice and parallel. Lift your bottom arm. This takes a lot of core work. Use that core to keep you up away from the ground. And then come up to center. Bring your arms down by your side. Bring your knee back where you found it. Okay. Okay. Right, so we have to do the other side, right? So send your right leg out. On this side, my leg likes it better that way, so we're going to do it. I'm going to do it that way. So you choose. Yeah. So again, remember to keep your shoulders square as you journey down your leg towards your ankle, and think again of triangle with your shoulders nice and square. Lift this time, lift the bottom arm and bring the top arm parallel. Come back up to center. Pause, bring your arms down by your side. Left hand to the mat, right arm above. First, let's start with that nice straight line. Fingertips to fingertips. And then we'll lift the bottom, parallel to the mat. And the left, parallel to the mat. Or as close to that as you can manage today. Use that core. Bring it up. Bring your hands down. Bring your knee down. Let's do a child's pose. So come up onto hands and knees, come to your table. And you know your alignment here, your wrists under your shoulders, your knees under your hips. On an inhale, you're going to curl into your dog spine, that U shape of your spine. On an exhale, you're going to arch your spine to the sky. Feel those shoulder blades spreading apart. Feel the line, the curl of your spine. Inhale to your dog and keep going at your own pace. And the next time you are in your cat spine, pause. And then send your hips to the mat and come to sit. Just sit nice and comfortably on your mat for a moment. Right. So what we've been working for up to here is a pose, or series of poses called Uppavista Konasana. And Kona is ankle with a G. Kona means angle, and asana is pose, so it's konasana, angle, and Uppavista is your seat, how you are seated, and your legs are going to be nice and wide. So remember, we started this way earlier. So open one leg and then the other. So again, as wide as you comfortably can go. Okay. And if you want to turn around to the long edge of your mat, you can do that. Actually, I think it's better the other way, so your face will stay on the mat should you come down all the way. So you're nice and square, your shoulders are square between your legs. You're going to turn to face your left leg. Now remember what we did earlier when we did all of these twists. So bring your right hand outside your left thigh and use that to help you twist a little bit more. The goal again is your breastbone in line with your knee, which is facing the ceiling. Your toes are pointing to the ceiling. You're going to bring both arms alongside your leg. And you're going to walk your hands to your feet and come down as far as you comfortably can over your leg. Any amount works. Place your palms on the mat and go in reverse. Walk your hands back. All right, we're going to do that on the other side. So we're working up. These are variations of Uppavista, and till we come to the big one, okay? So you're going to turn now to your right leg. Left hand, arm outside your thigh so that you can twist a little bit more, so that you can get your breastbone in line with your toes. Hands parallel on either side of your leg, and then walk them slowly to your leg. Keep your hips on the mat. Keep your hips on the mat so you don't go as far down. Keep your hips down. And come all the way over your extended leg as far as your body allows. Look at your foot, palms on the mat, and go in reverse and unfold. And come to center. I'm gonna put this this blanket down so my face isn't on the rug. So you have a couple of choices here. You could do exactly the same thing you just did. You'll walk your hands forward and try to keep your legs active, your toes pointing to the ceiling, keep them from rolling with you, so that what you're doing is you're hinging down. So put your arms, we're going to do this a couple of ways. Put your hands back behind you and push off your hands to hinge from your hip socket and come down into the middle as far as you comfortably can. You can come onto your forearms or let your arms help you come to your fold, right? And you can come all the way down if that's in your practice. Straighten your hands, look forward, walk your hands back the same way. So now I'm going to show you another way, because I think some of you might be able to do this All right, so another way that I like to do this forward fold, because I feel like it gets me a little bit flatter. Bring your hands outside your hips, lift your hips away from the mat, and hinge your pelvis so that it comes all the way down onto the mat and come to your Uppavista Konasana. As far as you can come, you may be here the whole time, and that's perfectly fine. And eventually unfold. Okay, great. Now what? Okay, how do I get out of this? All right, so fold one and then the other and send them out in front of you and rock and roll a little bit on your mat here. Okay. So next thing, I bet you can't wait for Shavasana, right? Okay. All right, so arms straight out in front of you. You're in Dandasana, but with your arms in front of you. So remember, those legs are active. You're going to inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to count to 15 before your head, maybe 20. Try 20 before your head hits the mat. Again, if you come down to a point where your back, you don't want your back to slap onto the mat, bring your forearms down and allow yourself to come back. But this is a big exercise in using your core to hold you up as you come down, nice and gently on your back. Good. And once you get there, bring your feet to the mat. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Bring your left leg into your chest. Take hold of the back of your left thigh. Bring your left leg a little closer. Your right foot is flexed. You're going to use your right elbow to push your right knee away from you. So the goal here would be to have a right angle with your leg. Then send your left leg up to the sky and rotate your foot in both directions and point and flex. Get your ankle. Good. Right. And now just roll a little from side to side, just a little bit from side to side. And come to center. And then release your leg, uncross your legs, and we'll do that on the other side. So left over right. Bring your right leg into your chest. Take hold of your leg behind your thigh. Encourage your left knee to move away from you. Keep your left foot flexed. Bring your knee into your chest. This is great for sciatica. It helps the sciatic nerve. And then extend your right leg to the ceiling and give your ankle a little workout. And then give your back a little massage. And then release your legs. Bring your feet to the mat. If you have a block or a blanket works very well. It's what I've been using. So that you can put that underneath your hips to come to a supported legs up the wall. So you are this little gentle inversion, your legs up to the sky, right? You're going to flex your feet. You're going to send your left leg down to the mat. You're going to interlace your fingers and put it behind your thigh. You can stay right here and not exert any more energy at all, or you can slide your hands up to your calf to have a little aerial split, one leg going one way, one going the other. And release it. Bring both legs back up to the sky, and we'll do that on the other side. Your right leg comes down. Take hold of the back of your left leg. And again, stay there or slide your leg up to your calf, your ankle, your foot. Release it and just let both legs reach for the ceiling. And stay here for a few breaths, at least 5 breaths or more, before you make your way to Shavasana. And when you're ready, you'll bend your knees, bring your feet to the mat, slide the blanket out if you're using one, and come into Shavasana. Let your legs splay open, your arms are rotated so that your palms are cupped upward to the sky. Feel your whole back body surrendering to gravity, just letting go, allowing you to assimilate all of the energy you just generated. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. Bring your attention to your breath. Remember that long exhale repairs and relaxes. Begin to reawaken your body. Roll your head from side to side. Make gentle movements with your hands and your feet. Send your arms overhead, your feet away from you in the opposite direction for a big body stretch. Then bring your knees into your chest and hug them. And roll from side to side. And come to center, release your legs and roll over on to your left side, coming into a fetal position. Your right side is the sun side, preparing you for the day ahead. And whenever you're ready, make your way up to sit. And when you get there, bring your hands to your heart. And let's remember to allow ourselves to remain somewhat detached, to let go of the things that bind us, that keep us from moving forward. Allowing change, allowing it, welcoming it. Take a deep breath in, and let's sound and chant Om together. Let's do it 3 times, okay? So let's start on an exhale. So take a breath in. Feel the vibration. Namaste.